How's everyone doing out there today? It's Pat here from Tour Physio Performance with another mobility tip for you. Today we're going to go over a hip airplane. I'm going to show you a couple of different variations of this drill because it can be a little bit difficult for some people, but it's a very beneficial drill for rotation of our hip. It's going to take us through as much of the range of motion that we can control of our internal and our external rotation. As we talked about a bunch of times before in our previous videos, it's really important to have that rotation of our hips so we can rotate into the backswing, so we can rotate down, and we can rotate all the way up to the finish. So we're going to need internal and external on both of our hips. So the hardest variation we're going to be able to do of this drill is we're going to be using no wall. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be bent over forward, legs going to be straight out behind me. Call it hip airplane because you can put your arms like this or across it. I prefer to go across my body. And then from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to open my hips up as much as I can and then close them down. So what it's going to look like is I'm going to go up into external rotation as far as I can control. And then I'm going to come all the way back down, not stopping at neutral. I'm going to go all the way into internal rotation. Back up. And keep that balance back into internal rotation. So if that's too difficult for you, that's perfectly fine. What I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you go over to the wall. I'm going to have the majority of the weight on that front foot. Back foot's just there for a little bit of stability, and the wall is there for our stability as well. What we're going to do is we're going to use the inside foot as the foot we're going to have down on the ground as the primary active hip. What we're going to do is we're going to close those hips in towards the wall, really fight to get as much internal rotation as you can, and then open them up as far as we can. This is just going to allow us, it's going to take the balance and the stability out of it, but once you get good and you control this, come off the wall, add some balance into that, so you can go through 8 to 10 on each hip for 3 sets. If you have any questions about it being right for you, please leave a comment. Glad to give you a hand.